Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Entrepreneur TV Middle East. We're here live today at Bridge Summit, and with me, it's the one and only. I think I don't even need to introduce you. It's the one and only Gary V. Round of applause, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Honestly,
for
such a
having me.
pleasure having you here and just to listen to your wisdom and advice today. Like, I think everybody would love to be in my position. So thank you. I'm really starstruck.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your early days, obviously, just a little bit of background, because I do feel like we see, who you are now, but where did it all begin for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very cliche immigrant entrepreneur story. I was born in the Soviet Union. I came to the US when I was 3. By the time I was 6, 7 years old, shoveling snow, washing people's cars, selling flowers door to door. I was very entrepreneurial. And then trading cards, which are big again.
You were one of those?
I was one of those. That was the first real big era in the late 80s, early 90s. So I was making a lot of money, hundreds and hundreds of dollars on the weekends as a 14-year-old.
Okay.
Especially for an immigrant family, it was a lot of money.
Whatever made the money, you were there. Basically.
Whatever made the money. By the time I was 10 years old, I was done getting toys for my parents. If I wanted stuff, I had to go make the money to get it.
Yeah.
And that created an incredible work ethic. And then, I launched one of the first e-commerce wine websites in America back in 1997. And that really started me being at the forefront of modern technology.
Okay.
That was very advanced. Then I was very early on social media, early investor in Facebook and Twitter. That started to really change my career.
Early 2000s then, basically.
Yeah, 2005, 6, 7, 8 were very big for me. And, I started producing an enormous amount of content.
Yeah.
Wrote a lot of New York Times bestselling books. And currently I run a very large advertising agency called Vaynerchuk.
Amazing.
I'm building a lot of different businesses.
Amazing. And I love your New York accent. It's fully there. It's fully there. It's like,
there.
listening to Cake Boss?
Yes.
I get that impression.
It's Jersey. It's Jersey, yeah.
Beautiful. Anyways, I wanted to ask you, throughout your life and the story that you just told me, who or what was your main motivator? Was it a person? Was it a thing? Was it a certain idea in your head?
That's a great question. My main motivator was to enjoy my day-to-day.
Mm-hmm.
I think what's very obvious about me at this point in my life is I'm not very driven by financial impacts. Never really was. Never, actually, ever. In fact, I made $50,000, $60,000 a year throughout my entire 20s and didn't feel any angst or hunger to make more. I just like waking up in the morning and doing what I want to do. So for me, my biggest motivators are optionality.
Okay, nice.
But optionality, a lot of times people think comes from having a lot of money. I actually think optionality comes from living within your means. I think that we don't save money anymore, so people are stuck in jobs.
Being content with what you have.
Be grateful for what you have. Have the opportunity to want more if you want that. But most of all, don't live for anyone else but yourself.
Right.
I have many very, very, very financially successful friends who are miserable. And I have many friends that I grew up with that are very humbly living their lives financially, but are incredibly happy because they're living within their reality that they enjoy. And so I've always been motivated by joy.
Right. And I love that you mentioned it, because a lot of the times when I do interviews with high-end CEOs and founders and entrepreneurs, and I always ask them the question, are you happy? And why do I interview so many successful people that are genuinely not happy? And why is that line between the inner happiness and the materialistic happiness so shifted, especially here in the UAE? So it's insane. And I love the fact that you mentioned it, because at the end of the day,
I think a lot of people think money's going to get them happiness. I think
success does not equal money.
I'm shocked by the continual misunderstanding of how life really is.
How it works,
Yeah, I just think people are incredibly not grateful. Right now, as we sit here, 830 million people in the world do not have access to clean water. Literally cannot get to clean water within 8 hours.
It's nearly 1/7 of the population. That's
insane. And yet, we've decided to look at 100 people, Elon Musk, Kim Kardashian, and decide if we're not like them, we're unhappy.
Yeah.
Yet, everybody in this conference is living a much more privileged life than the far majority of Earth. And we struggle with that perspective. I have not struggled with that perspective my whole life. And that has been the beacon of my happiness. not my financial success, not my notoriety, my simplicity of what I'm hoping
Your
for.
humbleness as well.
My humbleness.
Your humbleness. Do you think social media is the issue
No, I think social media is the excuse.
that people use?
That's right. I think that
Because
people,
we do look at videos of Kim Kardashian every day, and a lot of the teens are like,
yes,
I
but
want to be her.
when I was a kid, we watched Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous or MTV Cribs. There's never been a lack of showing us people that were famous or rich. The issue is that modern parenting has allowed too many kids to be materialistic. And I think we've lost our way. I think we've been addicted by money and fame.
Very much.
And I think parents are to blame, not technology.
Very much. If you were to completely have your Instagram page vanish, what would you do? It wouldn't affect you in any way?
No, I mean, not me, because I have plenty of followers on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. I'm one of the most diversified
Right.
content
But
creators.
let's say social media in general just disappeared. What would you do in life?
Would it disappear for everyone else or just me?
Good question. Just
Because
you. I want to hear what you would do other than what you do now.
if it disappeared for me, I would just continue to operate my businesses, and I would spend dollars on advertising because clearly I couldn't get awareness through my channels. I mean, I've lived, I was 32 years old.
It wouldn't affect you, you're saying?
Well, it would affect me. It wouldn't upset me.
Okay.
It would affect me because I would have to act differently and readjust for my professional ambitions.
Right.
But it wouldn't devastate me.
Right.
It would just take one of my weapons away.
Right. Up next, I have a pretty cool question for you. How do you turn yourself into $1 million brand?
Gather attention. I mean, attention is the number one asset in the world. And every single person that's been able to accomplish what you just asked required having attention. Prior to social media, you needed somebody to say you should be on camera. Now everyone here has the ability to do that. Now, just because you have the ability to do that doesn't mean you know how to do that.
Right.
So the number one way to accomplish your goal is to be good at gaining attention. That requires bringing value.
Right.
Everybody brings value in different ways. Some people are funny. Some people are attractive. Some people are smart. Some people are able to captivate an audience and tell stories. So I think self-awareness of who you are and how to use these modern platforms to garner attention is the answer to your
The
question.
most important thing. Tell me, pieces of advice for all those entrepreneurs out there, whether the younger generations, whether the older ones and they're entrepreneurs and they just need advice, what would you tell them as, the top points that they need to incorporate in their life?
That none of this matters, and that one day you'll realize
You
how...
just demotivated them,
Well,
Gary.
you know what's funny? I actually think it should motivate. I actually think it's the reverse.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think the reason I'm so motivated is because I know it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It makes it easy.
Your energy
I feel light. I'm light.
There's no pressure.
Because I've never taken it as a requirement for happiness. I took it as an opportunity for things, but not a requirement. And I think a lot of people live in should instead of could. I don't think you should do anything. I don't think life should be any way. It could be a certain way. So I think my biggest piece of advice is the more you're detached from your success financially, the more likely you will be financially successful. I believe that fully. And I do believe a lot of people get to financial success actually by the reverse of what I'm saying, but they're unable but they're unable to sustain it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are able to make money from a place of insecurity, but then they're not able to keep it because that insecurity eats them up. So I think getting into a place of understanding who are you, what makes you happy, what things are you interested in, and realizing there's so much opportunity out there is very important. And then I think
money will come.
Money might come. Might come. I think the other thing that people really need to understand, and this is just like, we've got to talk a little bit more about this. It's hard.
It's a lonely journey, of course.
It's definitely lonely if you're an entrepreneur. But even, yes, that's very mentally hard. I just mean physically hard. Like it takes a lot of work a lot of people point fingers and say people are lucky. These are people who've worked 13 hours a day for 10 years. It's hard work. It's not for everyone, but if you like the hard. See, I think the thing that has really work for me and others that I admire is I like the hard.
Right.
You know, that you and I come from a part of the world where everything was hard.
Exactly.
So it's in me for it to be hard.
I need to solve a challenge.
And it's just hard.
I need it, yeah.
Forget about even that. Yes. But I'm just saying, like, no, like you can't win unless you work a lot.
Yeah.
There's no luck. There's no
There's no easy money.
There's no easy money. There's no easy money.
Zero.
Zero.
I have a couple of question cards for you. You have to pick one and then answer the question. I think.
How do you define success as an entrepreneur? By waking up every day and having full optionality to do whatever you want.
Beautiful. Sharp and crisp.
Yeah. Let me give another one. I like these questions. I like games.
Go
Gotcha. What's your personal founder mantra? To give more than I take. I think that for me, what is very clear to me is if I'm going to amass money and fame and things, that it's important that I give back as much as possible. I think that's been the very clear difference between me and many others. And I think that that has serviced me quite well.
Right. Last one.
Okay. Are entrepreneurs born or made?
I love this one.
I believe that highly successful entrepreneurs are born and made.
Okay.
I think everyone here could be better at entrepreneurship, but I think it's a skill, meaning I know that I could be better at singing than I am today.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could be Beyonce.
Yeah.
I know that I could be a better cook.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm Mario Batali. Right? I think that I can ski better if I practiced a lot, but I don't think I'm an Olympian. So I think entrepreneur is a skill. Everyone can be better at it, but I do think I was born to be a great entrepreneur, and then I put in a lot of work. My ceiling was higher than other people.
Because you need to have certain personality traits. Well, they're just you were born with. You can't, and then you just mentally work on those. Gary, what a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we wish you the best of luck.
You too.